Welcome back, Joel Embiid. They really did need him, and you saw the results of that. A big win over the West leading Phoenix Suns. As we welcome you here to our studios, this is Sixers Postgame Live, brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Amy Fadool, Jim Lynam, and Marc Jackson. And Marc, you've said it. He's the biggest, baddest man in the NBA, and you saw that. Poor DeAndre Ayton knows that firsthand right now. But this was a game that you needed Embiid to play all aspects, obviously offense, but defensive too. What did you see from him?
I seen Joel just pretty much dominating like he's been since his coming out party in this league. Joel Embiid, like I said, I'm going to tell you, he's just a bully. Like, he's a bully with skill. He's so intelligent. He knows when to go through you, when to go around you, when to go over you. And I think that's what separates from a normal big guy. It's not just his skill, but he knows when to use it. Shout out to Joel Embiid. 10
rebounds as well, 5 assists. He really did do it all tonight, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, the Sixers had but one win in this building to start the season. But when Joe comes back, all of a sudden, no pun intended, everything's healthy.
Well, we saw one of the reasons they pulled away in the fourth quarter was a big effort from Georges Niang beyond the arc. Here he is with Taryn Hatcher.
My guy.
Thank you. Well, George, you guys take down the best team in the West. You shoot 70% from beyond the arc, match a career high 7 threes tonight. At what point did you realize I have the hot hand right now and I need to start taking these shots?
I think it was early in the second half, and Joel was finding a way to get me the ball, and they were continuing to double team him. So I knew I was going to get open shots, but the way our team's moving the ball right now is really a step that we need to take to continue to grow and be better as a team.
What did getting this win mean, especially after Doc said your energy, your effort was there against the Knicks, just couldn't close it out? Now you're able to beat the Suns tonight.
Yeah, I think we're learning from the mistakes that we were making early on in the season, and that's part of the growth of this team. We're going to continue to grow, continue to learn how to win games, and I think we did that tonight.
And then finally, how much did it mean, obviously, just to get the big guy back out there tonight?
Having Joel is a treat. He draws a double team every time he's out there, so to have that presence out there and what he was on defensively was nothing short of phenomenal. So we need that every night from him if we're going to be great.
Thank you, George. Congratulations on the...
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's a good point. They are going to need that every night. Who wouldn't want that every night? Let's go back downstairs and check in with Kate Scott and Alaa Abdelnaby. And I got to ask you, Kate, I got a couple of bang bangs. I think it actually should have been bang, 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 bang.
I probably should have kept going,
right?
Amy. I just feel like sometimes he gets hot and I start doing it too much. So
no.
it's a mental hurdle on my end. I should have gone.
You can't have enough bang bangs. I mean, let's be honest. Bang, bang, Georges Niang, 21, tying the career high. I was hoping he would get that last one there.
I know,
but
me too.
What a difference maker. At one point, there was like a 15-minute stretch where Georges Niang and Joel Embiid were the Sixers offense. They scored 25 points. I mean, this guy really stepped up in a huge way, Kate.
Massive way. And I actually have a note here thanks to my statistician, Jerry, who's sitting to my left and is one of the reasons I sound smart most of the night. This guy's the other. 38 of the 44 points in the second half came from Joe and George and Tobias Harris, and that was really the difference tonight.
Yeah, I thought their defense was pretty good, but their offense was even better.
I mean, this is one of those things. I know Joel Embiid was a big difference maker. We all know that. But what he was able to bring defensively, that's always, when you're thinking about a guy coming back from this long absence, he missed 3 games. I mean, that's quite an absence when you're really thinking about it. Did it surprise you at all that defensively he was able to pick right back up?
I'm no longer surprised, Amy, right? Because of what the big fella has shown us throughout the years. However, it was a tough proposition for him to come in and be able to do what he did today. What was surprising to me was his timing, his rhythm. That just seemed to not have gone away, which is remarkable.
All right, this one was a fun one. They took down what was the best team in the West. Now, hopefully, they can keep this thing rolling. What a good way to start the week. All right, guys, thanks so much. We appreciate you.
Thanks,
Thank
Amy.
you.
All right, let's continue talking about Joel Embiid. He is our Colonial Nissan game changer, and why not? I mean, this is a guy that, Jimmy, missed 3 games, a week and a half, and he had the flu. I mean, you're thinking about how a normal person would come back after having an illness that really is that fatiguing, and he plays like this?
Yeah, a bit to my surprise, Aim. Not so much that he played well, but that he played as many minutes as he did, and he looked as sharp. He really did not look like fatigued or worn out. You know, he had his legs, he had juice, a little hop to his step. And Alaa alluded to it. Just his presence, Aim, on the court. Phoenix averages 115 points a game. It's coincidence. Tonight they scored 88. I mean, he just takes away so much interior opportunities from the other team. I mean, really, on many occasions, I bet there were at least a half dozen occasions where a player normally would try to shoot a ball and they play back outside, make a pass or start pump faking just because he's standing at the base of the lane.
There was that one late in the fourth quarter where DeAndre Ayton's trying to back him down, goes left, right, left again, and he turns around and you think he's got it, and then it wasn't even close. I mean, that's the presence that he offers a team defensively. What impressed you most, Marc?
It's just impressive how he was able to come back with being off, whatever his stomach out. We don't know what it was, but just to come back and just establish himself of dominance. Normally a normal player will come back, have a mediocre game, but this guy come back to establish dominance. He plays hard in every possession, challenging every shot, and on an offensive end, he just figures out a way to defeat you and demoralize you.
And Mikal Bridges didn't like that when Damian Lee, he chased down that Damian Lee breakaway. I mean, this is the effort level is, I guess we're used to it, but maybe it's so surprising because of how much time he missed. Usually you have to get like a little bit of a step back in you, but you didn't see that tonight, Marc.
I didn't see that. I seen a guy look like he's been playing every game consistently and in full vigor. This guy really stepped up and showed you once again, like, all right, I missed some days, but I'm still that guy. I'm still the man, and that he proved it once again against the best team in the West.
One thing that he did do is make his free throws, 16 for 16. Here's a fun fact for you. It's his 23rd game in his career where he's had at least 15 or more free throw makes. That's fourth among active players. You got Durant, LeBron, Embiid, and then James Harden leading the way with 73 games of that, which is no surprise. But that's sometimes where tired legs can get you, Jim, is at the free throw line. You did not see that from Embiid.
No, you didn't, and you can see the frustration, Aim, on the part of the defenders from Phoenix who are trying to guard him. He just has so much nuance, is the word I like to call it, to his game, with his little subtle pump fakes or his drop steps, or he makes a second pivot in there. And it's very, very difficult if you're going to challenge his shot, which is imperative because he's such a terrific shooter, but it's very difficult to do so without fouling him.
Yes, it is. But if you foul him, you see what happens. Perfect from the free throw line. Let's check in with Doc Rivers after his team's win.
Now that the game's over, please vote. And if you're in Chicago, vote twice. No, I can't even joke around with that anymore. So, go ahead.
So what did you think of Joel's return? How do you think he looked?
I thought he looked good. I mean, he was, we literally told him, when you're tired, signal, come out. When you're fresh, get up and come in. The only time I put him in was that last stretch because they were going to make a run and we needed them on the floor. So I thought he was great. You could see early on, I thought he got better as the game went on. But down the stretch, he was gas.
George, obviously, I think he tied his career high in threes today. It was 7. Just what do you think led to just his success?
Well, they were playing a lot of zone. They were sagging in a lot. And we just told our guys to draw and kick and find George, Tobias, just our shooters. And I thought Joel did a great job, but everyone did. And George is going to shoot the ball. That's why you have him in there. He's an aggressive player, and you want him to be that.
You talked a lot last week about how important this stretch is with Joel, just taking your time, getting him integrated.
Yeah.
Is the style you talked about just there with him waving and saying I'm tired, is that going to be,
it's a good question. I don't know the answer. I don't know how long. Typically from flu and stuff, you play the one game, you kind of get it out of your system. We got a little break here because we get a day off and a practice. So, the good news is that there was no foot anything. So that's the good news through the game.
It seemed like especially early, you had a lot of screens in the post for Joel, whether it was D'Anthony or DJ. Is that something you want to see more of, or is that just something you want to do tonight, kind of just get Joel?
Well, that was scouting too. They front a lot, and we just thought post them on the right block where we really wanted them on the left block. So the movement and getting it, we clearly still need to work on our post passing. I thought you saw more evidence of that tonight, but just moving Joel around was good.
Your decision with going with Paul Reed, your first.
This is going to be a defensive night. You knew it from the start. Phoenix is a defensive team, and we had to put defense back on the floor.
How do you think he did?
I thought he was spectacular. I thought he guarded Ayton all right too. They tried to go to Ayton, and one thing I told him: you have 6 fouls, and you're not going to play 40 minutes, so use them. And I thought early on the refs kind of set the tone of the game, that it was going to be a very physical game, and I thought that probably helped both teams, and that's why it was a slugfest.
For you guys to win on a night where you shot under 40%,
yeah,
how big of a step?
It's nice. Timely mates. You know, a couple offensive rebounds that led to threes. You know, just timely makes all night for us. And I thought getting out to the start we got out to was huge for us.
When it comes to the backup center spot, is that going to be something to where it's going to be on night to night, whatever the game is?
Yeah, it's just what it is. You know, I love Paul's defense and his energy. And we're also going to play him at 4 times as well. Torres has his moments as well. I think you guys have seen that. So that's the good thing. We've really not run into anyone size-wise that has overwhelmed us when those 2 guys have been yet. You know, it's not that many bigs that can do that, and usually Joel would match up with that. Now tonight we were really worried. The one stretch, Joel, we were laughing like he picked the worst possible time to signal because Ayton was coming back into the game. We kind of got away with it, so that was good.